Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Nia, and I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And she's fired up.
I am. Rant's incoming.
Very fired up tonight, so you have been duly warned. So you might want to turn the volume down on your headset.
Or just watch for it. I will try to not do that, but I can't promise anything.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the hypocrisy of some of these media outlets in regards to Game of Thrones and Star Wars and Marvel and all of that. Like we've been talking about, there is definitely a different set of standards for the shows and the movies that the people who work on these blogs like versus the shows and movies that they really don't care for. They're like way too old for them. But before we get into that, before we get into Geeky's rant, thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed over the last couple days. It's definitely helping the channel. We're seeing an uptick in subscribers and views. Please, if you have not subscribed to Clownfish TV, please hit the subscribe button. That absolutely does help the channel, helps us grow the channel, gets our videos promoted more. It definitely helps. And now we're going to go. Now we're going to go with the rant.
All right. You don't want me to ask them to subscribe?
You can ask them.
Well, you already did, so.
Geeky says please.
I said please.
Please.
I don't want to beg.
Yeah, we don't like to beg. It's like, is that like e-begging?
No.
E-begging? Okay.
Please subscribe. If you're smart, you will. Anyway, so, here I come. Okay, so this was out there today, and it amused me greatly. Apparently, it's that Rachel Leishman, however you say her name. She's back.
She's back.
And now she's on several blogs, apparently. But now this gets...
Well, she has to have 9 jobs to make up for the
this gets really funny. Okay. We're allowed to be mad about movies and television shows. Were you aware of this? Because I thought we were not allowed to be mad about movies and television shows. So, okay. So let's go down to the article. Apparently they're giving us permission to be mad now, guys. Remember that.
The MarySue. So let's get this straight. So, the MarySue, which again constantly seems to attack fandoms for getting mad about things they deem unimportant. Now that they are mad about Game of Thrones and apparently the way that Black Widow was treated in Endgame, now that they're mad, it's okay to be mad.
Well, I didn't like the way she was treated in Endgame either, but still. Okay, so here's the article. So, today in Things We Shouldn't Have to Say, let's examine why it's perfectly fine for us to be mad about fictional works. I've seen a few responses on Twitter complaining about people who are mad about Game of Thrones, and I'm applying that sentiment to Avengers Endgame as well, because newsflash, we're allowed to be angry. We're allowed to still be angry. Let me take a moment. Dear men, keep your effing hot takes about Carol Danvers to yourself. Thank you. Well, Rachel, they have a right to be angry. It's a fictional work, and they have a right to not like it and be angry. Can I say this again?
It must be another Rachel. It can't be the same Rachel.
And here, men clearly fear women leading nerd films, and good. And it comes down here, and it talks about, people, do you ever see people getting angry about something and then questioning why it's happening? Yes, why are you so angry, Rachel? But you're allowed to be angry, right, Rachel? Recently, that has been my experience with all the Captain Marvel discourse. I really don't see it as discourse, but rather men complain about women getting their time in nerd culture. Looking back at their history, it can be seen as Princess Leia and female Ghostbusters, blah, blah, blah.
No, Princess Leia, nobody complained. Nobody complained.
And she goes down here, about why are some men so angry at Star Wars episode, The Force Awakens, based on Rey and Luke Skywalker figure, because these men didn't like the idea of women being in the hero.
No,
she goes on and on and on.
Oh, God.
But it's so funny. So what does all this history mean? It means there's a subdivision of male fans who don't want to see women in their nerd space in their own right. It goes on about Carol Danvers and blah, blah, blah. So the internet of equality are superhero nerd spaces. So anyway.
Wait, she actually wrote this? This is not a compliment. As a movie, okay, they're talking about Captain America. In his first movie, he grows because that's what a good character arc looks like. Judging Carol Danvers based on one movie is like looking at a tadpole and being like, doesn't look like a frog.
Really? So, but she's mad because men aren't allowed to have their opinions, and she's tired of hearing people's opinions, and and it's not right. How dare they? Men are mad because they feel like they're being left out. Men are mad because they don't believe that, they don't like it. They don't believe it's a good movie, and this fictional movie is not a good movie. Okay, and then but we're allowed
to be pissed about these female characters.
It's just a fiction. So if it's fiction, you're allowed to be angry. Pot or kettle. Again, I'm kettle because I whistle. The thing that fiction is I'm loud, so.
I'm pot because that's more fun.
Oh, that's true. I'm more screechy, so I have to be the kettle.
Okay.
The thing about fiction is that we can lose ourselves into distant worlds and characters, and in doing so, many of us become emotionally invested. Nah, shit, Rachel. Really? You don't say. Wow. Okay. If you don't feel this way about a fiction and have a hard time in visioning, is that what's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Consider how people feel about their sports teams and the ups and downs of their seasonal trajectory. When something doesn't go our way, we want to complain about it, dissect it, and commiserate. And to be honest, we have that right.
Well, okay. So wait a second. So the MarySue is saying that fans have a right to bitch and moan about things they don't like. I'm actually going to give her a round of applause.
Unless it's hot takes for Captain Marvel and Star Wars and things like that. Then you're not allowed to because she says so. But she's allowed to have whatever feeling she has.
She can have her feel. Okay.
When something doesn't go our way and we want to complain about it, dissect it, go on and on about it, commiserate. And to be honest, we have that right. We've dedicated our time and energy into this. We have feelings about it. Yeah, we do. And when you have feelings about it, that automatically makes you a misogynist, a racist, a homophobe. Shall we go on? Because that's the names that when I got mad about She-Ra, I immediately got called a misogynist because clearly I had to be a man if I didn't like the new design. If I like She-Ra as pretty She-Ra, there's something wrong with me.
Now she does have a disclaimer. While I draw the line at calling out creators and actors in real life.
Well, I agree with that. I wouldn't be calling people names and stuff in real life.
We're allowed to express our disgruntlement to each other.
No, you're not, because you have to keep your
fucking hot takes about Carol Danvers to yourself. Dear men, so that includes me, right?
Yeah.
So she's telling me to shut up.
I'm not a man.
I'm not allowed. Okay, so you can say whatever the hell you want. You can say whatever the hell you want.
So basically what this article should be, women, when they don't like things, are allowed to complain, but you men aren't, because if you do, you're misogynist, sexist, racist, whatever. They have to insert some kind of insult in here because, to belittle your comment and dismiss it. But when something doesn't go their way, when something doesn't go our way, we want to complain about it, dissect it, and commiserate. But you're not allowed to call them names. They can call you any name they want if they don't like how it goes.
All those man babies with their YouTube channels.
Yeah.
And some women. But mostly man babies.
Because they've dedicated time and energy into this. You mean like the decades people have dedicated to Star Wars?
Star Wars?
The decades for She-Ra?
Oh my God, Star Wars.
The decades for Thundercats?
Star Trek, Star Wars, like they've been around as long as many of us have been alive, and yeah, people have a huge investment.
Right.
Huge investment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, if your argument is you're allowed to be pissed because you put time and energy into it, well then, right back at you, because the reason people are mad about Star Wars is because they invested time and energy and dedication and money and something you probably haven't done and all kinds of things like that into something for decades, not a few years of Game of Thrones, decades. Same with She-Ra, decades. Same with Thundercats, decades. There's a common theme here. Do you see it? I mean, I'm just saying. Deeply felt feelings over fiction is hardly new. No, it's part of the human condition. Yes. How come now you're acknowledging this? Remember when Victorian Sherlock Holmes fans wore black mourning armbands when Sir Arthur Conan Doyle tried to kill him off? Well, no, because we weren't there, but we've heard the story.
I do remember that very well. I'm that old, everybody. I'm that old.
What I don't like to see are the people who feel the need to police how others should or shouldn't feel about something.
What? Okay, I gotta zoom in and make sure this is actually what I don't like to see are the people who feel the need to police how others should or shouldn't feel about something. Dear men, keep your fucking hot takes about Carol Danvers to yourself. Thank you.
Dear Rachel, take your hypocrisy and stick it right up your rear. Thank you. God. Also, I didn't really like Captain Marvel either, and I'm a woman, so it was like an okay movie. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It was It was passable. I'd maybe watch that one again before I'd watch I'd watch Last Jedi. But it isn't a great movie. And I'm a woman and I'm saying it. Look at it this way. Did I get angry at Thor's storyline in Avengers Endgame? No. I love this. I thought it was just whatever. But I recognize that other people had real problem with it. And I support them in their anger because they have the right to feel that way. Dear man, keep your fucking hot takes about Carol Danvers to yourself. Thank you.
Every time we end a sentence, we need to bring that one back up.
So, with Game of Thrones now having drawn to a close, it's the same deal. Many of us believe that these characters had their entire arcs destroyed by the rush last season, or had a whole character destroyed by like Luke Skywalker being totally un-Luke Skywalker in the last movie. But if you don't like that movie, it's because you're a misogynist and you hate strong women.
Or a Russian bot. You're Russian bot.
Or you're a Russian bot. Right, right.
Russian bot.
So, so we're not exactly happy about it. In some ways, it felt like an echo of highly cited annoyances with Avengers Endgame, because while both properties had their moments, they were also inherently sexist.
Okay. So let me get this straight.
Speaking of someone who's inherently sexist, I mean, talking about sexism.
Are you talking about me?
No, her. She's clearly inherently sexist.
Her problem, here's the problem. Her problem reading this article is that she has a problem with the treatment of the women in Endgame and the women in Game of Thrones. If it's character assassination of Luke Skywalker or Thor, she doesn't give a shit. But if it's the female character whose character is assassinated, then she's allowed to feel this.
Let's look at the definition of sexism. It is prejudice, stereotyping, discrimination, typically against women, my ass, on the basis of sex. So you're discriminating against somebody based on their, gender.
Isn't that sexist?
So when you're making these comments about these moments that were inherently sexist, says the person who's sexist because their problem with it is because it's not about the women, they don't care about the men. That's basically what's going on. So that is sexism. So Potter Kettle again. Game of Thrones finale with the treatment of Dany and Brienne in particular, and Avengers Endgame with Natasha's fridging. She chose that herself. I didn't like it either. I was very upset.
Look, we did a review of Endgame. This is going off on another tangent. I'll be quick. We did an initial reaction to Endgame. We were very underwhelmed with it, and one of the problems we had with it was how they treated Black Widow. But
she didn't get a funeral or anything. So I'm just saying.
Anyway, that's a whole
that I agree with. And they still don't understand their own female characters or audience, and think that by giving other women a moment that they're in the clear. Oh my god.
So again, you want to talk about sexist? She's basically like, if a female character is treated badly, we're allowed to be angry. If a male character is treated badly, who gives a shit? That's my takeaway from this article.
Sure, having Sansa, the Queen of the North, and having that be the last.
You don't watch Game of Thrones.
I do not. You do. The last line in Game of Thrones is an appreciated touch. Well, I'm so glad that you did something you appreciated, but it doesn't fix all the other problems in the plot, nor excuse the show's long history of relentless sexual violence. We felt a similar way with the female Avengers moment in Endgame. You don't get to try to fix a long history of not featuring women by pandering to audiences. They don't feature women. There's flippin' strong female characters all over Marvel. What the flippin' hell?
Pandering to audience.
Because they gave them that female moment where they all had to team up, to get.
Wait. Is MarySue accusing Marvel of pandering too?
Yeah.
Is this bizarre? Is this alternate timeline MarySue? Is this the Gary stew?
I don't know, because now they're admitting they're pandering.
What?
Even though, here's my thing, there are strong women all over Marvel. This whole idea, and I will give Brie Larson a little bit of credit, because she did say in an interview, I saw it, where she's like, I don't really think that, that Marvel hasn't had a strong history of, has not had a history of strong female characters. There have been a lot of strong female characters in the films. She did say that in an interview, something like that, I'm paraphrasing, and I'll give her credit for that, because it's true. Though you might appreciate the powerful visual sight of these women all united together, the moment wasn't earned.
What? What? This is the Bizarro MarySue. Rachel, thank you. Welcome to the club.
Rachel, keep your effing hot takes about Carol Danvers to yourself.
Welcome to the club, Rachel, because you are saying things that YouTubers have been saying.
Things that you made that comment about. These kind of things people are saying. You made this comment based on the same things you're saying right now.
Do you think Rachel is an alt-right troll?
Because she's sexist, misogynist.
I think she might be an alt-right troll.
Marvel only gave us our first female-led movie a month before. And there are no plans for a Lady Avengers team-up. One cool moment doesn't fix phases and phases of sidelined women. There aren't sidelined women. God. And so again, we have the right to be angry. And I know that I, for one, am going to complain.
Welcome to YouTube, Rachel. We're happy to have you.
Sometimes we even get hurt. It's like, no shit, Rachel. Really? I mean, it's like, hey, you know what's really, really frustrating, Rachel? I'll tell you what's really frustrating, Rachel. Is the fact that you're a woman and you're a woman and you don't like the things that people like you and other people in, in your circles like, and then they completely talk over you and go on and marginalize you twice because they don't like your opinion. So they marginalize, they're talking about how they represent and marginalize people as they stomp all over you because you don't have the right opinion according to them. So they completely ignore you and marginalize you twice. You want to talk about being angry and sometimes getting heard? Try that, Rachel. Try that. Anyway.
Yes, there are a lot of female fans who don't get heard, huh?
That's right.
Geeky will not be silenced.
I will not. Sometimes we even get heard. Damn right, Rachel. Damn right. And that's all this needs to be. You don't have to join in with the conversation. You don't have to be angry too. But you should at least respect why other people are upset. Hot damn, Rachel!
We're going to set Rachel up a YouTube account, and she could be one of us.
No,
I don't think she's ever going to be one of us.
You're right. We should respect when people are upset, Rachel. Dear men, keep your fucking hot takes about Carol Danvers to yourself. Thank you. Respect others. Respect them. That is what a brilliant, beautiful comment to make. And when other people have said the same things on YouTube or the same things on the internet, they get, keep your damn effing hot takes to yourself. Respect when other people are upset. Where was the respect over Star Wars? Where was the respect over Captain Marvel?
Alita.
Where's the respect for those things?
The list goes on and on.
So Rachel, 3. It's ironic because you basically just proved our point the entire way throughout this article. We didn't plan that. We just both start clapping at the same time.
Thank you. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club, Rachel.
Prepare for your alt-right Nazi calling, and you'll now be accused of misogyny and being a homophobe or racist, and all those other things that make no sense whatsoever because you didn't like something. So be prepared for that because that's what comes with not liking something.
I can't top that, so I think we're going to wrap this one up.
Yep.
Please subscribe to Clownfish TV for more hot takes.
That's right.
From men and women, hot takes.
We will not be silenced.
We will
be heard.
We will be heard. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.